To continue with Excel Chapter 5, next part we're going to do is spend some time formatting and setting up the aesthetics of this project. And the first thing we're going to do is for our Williams franchise holdings and consolidated expense worksheet, we're going to clean these up a little bit. And first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight from B2 to H2. I'm going to merge and center that, and I'm going to do the same for the row below that. And that merges that into one cell and centers the content. Next thing I'm going to do, it doesn't really matter what order you do these in, I'm going to make the font size 20 for the the top, and then the second one will be 16. Now you can do this in one step. They want us to fill in that with the paint bucket and change your font color. Okay, so one thing I'll note is if you do not have the exact same color, I will not have a problem with that. Mine probably doesn't match exactly like the book, but that's not terribly relevant for this project. Next thing we're going to do is I'm looking on figure 5-15. I'm going to put in some formatting lines. And this can be done, I'll do the top one here first. This can be done a couple ways. I'll show you the way the book does it, and I'll show you another way to do it as well. Is if you highlight where you want the line will go below the highlighted cells. If I click on the Home tab under the bottom border, go clear to the bottom under More Borders. I need to first pick the color for the lines. I'll keep it consistent with my background. The thickness of the lines, I'm going to keep consistent using that thickness. And then I'm going to hit this bottom part here, and that puts a line in. So if you click off, that puts a line there. I'm doing the same operation under Administrative. I'll do it slightly different, is if you go under Alignment, you can bring up your borders and do the same thing that way, just to show you a different approach, same idea. Just pick my line, the color, I'm going to hit that bottom box there, and that puts the line in. Now, they have us do something bizarre here, is I'm going to highlight the row below that, which is, in this case, is row 13, I believe, and we need a double line here at the bottom. So how's that done? Go to More Borders. What I need to do, notice the top line is there because the top line, I already made that. So what I need now to do is select this bottom line and hit the bottom part of this preview here and hit OK. And that left the top line and it put in the bottom line. So that formats those lines pretty well. Next thing we're going to do is I'm now on figure 5-16. I'm going to actually click on this cell in multiple cells. And the way I'm going to do this is hold down my control key while I'm selecting multiple cells. And I can select all of the ones selected in that figure. And what they want us to do after we highlight those is I'm going to go under Number. I'm going to select Currency. And I'm going to select this option for currency. Keeping my $ symbol in there. And that should look like it does in figure 5-16 after I do that, which is good. Alright, next I'm going to move to figure 5-17. This one's actually a little tricky. I'm going to highlight the cells listed there, holding down Control. I'll highlight all of those cells. And what we do here, this one's, like I said, a little more tricky. I'm going to go under Numbers, and I'm going to bring up Custom. And what I need to do here is I'm going to put in a custom little formatting. To do that, I'm going to erase where it says General up there. And at the bottom of page 290, very specifically, you need to type this in exactly how it looks on the bottom of that page. And it's a little crazy. Make sure you get every symbol. I already forgot a symbol. And I say double check it before you finish. Make sure you get the spelling. Okay, let me double check before I hit OK. And then hit OK. And that should look like figure 518, which is correct. One last thing I'm going to do is I'm now looking at figure 518. I'm going to highlight back in these columns, but I'm not doing the top row. So hold down Control, select all of these, and on the Home tab, I'm going to click on the comma style, and that puts in formatting along those lines. So for this part, we set up our formatting. It looks pretty good. Let's save it and go on to the next part.